Fans, hello, welcome back. It is Toronto Maple Leafs rebuild season here. We have the Leafs, an interesting team to work with nonetheless. We already know they don't have the most salary, but they got some studs over there on forward. Matthews, Tavares, Marner, and many more. One of the very best offenses the NHL currently has in the league nonetheless. Nylander, Tavares, Marner on that first line. Matthews, Janssen, Kapanen on that second. Right now, by the looks of it, we're seeing that our head coach and our players don't necessarily agree here. I don't like seeing the -1 on that fourth line. Who's playing on that fourth line? Clifford, Spezza, and I don't know why it's not working out too well. Even you got a grinder, two-way forward playmaker. Maybe it's the playmaker that's not getting a job done there. Two-way playmaker, two-way again there with Hyman. Kerfoot, third line center, and I forgot all about that. But the big question with the Leafs is, I think we're gonna, for the first time, we might have to dismantle the core of a team, because I've been firmly a big believer in the Tavares signing for the Leafs. Fantastic signing. Absolutely great signing for anybody to pick up a John Tavares. But this team needed defense, and now they are pressed against the cap and still need that defense, in my opinion. I think that is what we're going to have to look at here from a team perspective of building this team better. Well, CC and Holdo on that third line playing well together there. Both of these guys. So the coach likes the defense a little bit better than the offense. Now, Tyson Barrie's actually a two-way guy. I thought he was going to say he was a offensive defenseman, but he's not. So Dermott fits there on that second line. Tyson Barrie does not. Tyson Barrie is a guy that does not really fit well on his team at all, but unfortunately, he is under that cheap contract. He is a guy that we really can't move. Muzzin's always a guy we like going after, because you know what? The Leafs have a bunch of cheap defensemen. Why? Because they kind of have to. What's Riley getting paid? $4.7 million a year right now. Good for him. So we really don't have a true first-line defenseman from a chemistry standpoint, but Muzzin and Riley can get the job done. I didn't realize Tyson Barrie had an 85 overall. Good for him. The Leafs defense really here on paper isn't that bad here. Taking a look at where we'd have to improve this team. Just taking a look here if we can. Yeah, that would actually do it right there. Morgan Riley in the second line, but we can't afford that. Riley in the second line, but that's the thing. Somebody in +3 this line. Ooh, Muzzin can do it. Maybe we do. Like I said, we're talking about changing up this defense, pick up a first line D-man, but really moving Muzzin and putting Barrie and O'Reilly in that first line really isn't that bad either. Yeah, +3 both lines there, but it brings up the next interesting thing is we talked about having our chemistry on defense and the offense not so much, but maybe that's the route we have to go here. Because if you think about it, this team does have great offensive players, and I'm starting to really second guess whether or not we need to pick up forwards or defense or not, or maybe some forward depth. Because if you got the +3s like that right there, you talk about that Dermott 81. No, that's killing me. Dermott fits there though. He's a two-way guy. That's gonna be the death of me right there. Can we put anybody else on that line? I doubt it. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think so. He fits there so well compared to everybody else. He's maxed out on the Kemi there, so it's gonna have to be him, I think there. Or can he fit on the third line? Yeah, he actually would fit on the third line, so that would work. But how much are we sacrificing there by picking up another defenseman is a question. And on offense, take a look here. We have playmaker, play, sniper, playmaker. See what these guys fit from a chemistry standpoint here. Marner, Tavares, and Nylander. Not a lot of guys wanting to play on that first line. Does Matthews want to play on that first line? Wow, Janssen, you don't want to play here, period. It looks like Matthews better on that first line. Wants to play on a fourth line. Love to see it. Happen in there. So is that better than Tavares is the question. Not much of a change there. I think he wants to play on the first line more than Tavares does, though. So we could switch that up. And the other thing is, I think we're going to have to look at playmaker, sniper. We need to get a bigger body on that first line. Nylander, if we could swap you out for somebody else. Johnson's a sniper. Well, everybody on this team is small. Why did I not realize that? Caps, can you play up there and help this line out at all? Not really. It's going to keep it there. Somebody, is there any power forwards on this team? There's a grinder. Grinder, Clifford. Clifford, first line. What would you do up here on this first line? Anything? Nah, it's going to kill it. That's going to be tough. We've got a little bit to work with here. I would say Engvall, decent. I got to figure something out here. I'm struggling. This team just looks so loaded top to bottom. Maybe you don't even worry about chemistries for the offense. You got Tavares, Marner, and Nylander on that first line. You put Cap, you put Matthews, and you put Janssen. Maybe we find somebody for Matthews to play with here on that second line. And that could be the route we go here. It looks like, yeah, Spezza does not want to play on this line at all. What if we put Spezza up here? Does that do anything? Nah. Actually, it would have. +1 But Spezza is, again, a playmaker. I don't really want to go that route if we don't have to, but it would work. But then we don't have a center down here on the fourth line. So maybe we look at that fourth line center potentially. I would like a winger. I'll take a look at, I'd like everything. Let's just be clear about it. Let's just have some of everybody. The goaltending is spectacular. How many changes do you make with this team, though? It's tough. Now that we see the way this defense looks, I'm having a really hard time stomaching the idea of actually going out there and trading away one of these studs for another defenseman, seeing the way they're playing, or seeing the way that the chemistry fits there. What am I looking for? Trade block player. Where the heck is view contracts over here? Still like we ain't done this 30 times now. All right, so Marner, Matthews, Tavares. I don't think you can move any of those guys. Dang, which one of those do you possibly move? Matthews, Martin, man, I 21 and 22. It's hard to believe they're still that young. That is wild. So, I got nothing. Maybe Nylander. Does Nylander hold trade value? That could be. Let's see if these guys have any guys, getting paid way too much. Cece's getting paid $4 million a year. Cece, because there's some cap space right there. Cody Cece could do the job for us. We move Cece. And what is he? A two-way guy. We pick up another two-way guy. Kerfoot's getting $3 million. You ain't worried about that. Janssen's getting paid. Cap's getting paid. Barry's getting nothing. Hyman's getting decently, not a lot though. Is there anybody else? $4 million's a lot of money though. We could work with Malkin, but the question is, can we find a defenseman? Is Holt playing right now? I think he was on that bottom line, right? Yeah, I think he was. We'll take a look at the defense here real quick. And Marinson. Marinson's the guy we're working or struggling. Now we'd have to replace CC with. I don't want to pay CC $4.2 million a year. I'm sorry. He's got to go. We got to see if we can find a defenseman to replace Cody CC. And then we have cap space. If we have cap space, all of a sudden, I think... I don't know. I'm struggling with this. They're actually completely messing me up right now. We'll go defense. We'll go... I thought this was going to be a lot easier than this. The chemistry is tearing me to pieces. It really is on that defense. And we might have just got blessed with a good coach this time around that helps with chemistry on defense. Not sure. I know the offensive chemistry. I can see why it's not that great. It's just a bunch of playmakers and snipers. They need some bigger guys on that team. So we'll go 82 overall. Let's see if there's anything under $2 million a year. And that is not $6 bazillion in trade value here. So there's Big Z. Big Z. We could trade for Big Z, but people get mad that we always trade for the same players. Well, see, this is the thing. When you do this 8 times, 27 times, you're going to trade for some of the same players eventually a couple of times because, well, we're trying to get cheaper players on the team. That's the goal here, to get cheaper players. Oh, here's a good contract here. Vince Dunn, entry-level deal, 82 overall. He's got some trade value. Two-way forward, all D pair. Yes. No questions asked. Vince Dunn, you're the man. You're the man we're looking for here. Free up some cap space. I don't think you guys can afford Cody CC, though. That could be a problem. Let's take a look here. Cody CC, St. Louis would be over the maximum league salary cap. Not good. Not good at all. We'll have to trade CC for somebody else. We'll go Vince Dunn straight up for... Ooh. Liljegren's got good trade value. And Sandin? Oh, forget about it. Forget about it. We don't even need to trade any stud forwards. We got stud young guys in the system. Who needs defense, right? Liljegren out the door. This guy's got to have some sick growth to him. He can almost play by the end of the season. Wants to be a second line and a first liner. 75 overall. I probably won't get high enough by the end of the season there. But we could flip Sandin or Liljegren or somebody for a solid player. I like seeing that. I like seeing these guys got some prospects. Good for Toronto. We were just talking about their defense. They're working on it. Sandin, Liljegren. Team could be scary if they can afford these guys and they progress. Sandin specifically there. Sandin's a what? 78? Sandin, talk to me, buddy. You want to play on a third line? How do you feel about that? You'd rather be traded? All right, that's fine. That's fine. Do what you got to do. Okay, so we'll talk again. We'll look at all prospects here. Got a little distracted by the nice, lovely, pretty trade values that the Toronto Maple Leafs have here. They don't want a prospect. We can go Bracco, though. What if we go Bracco, Vince Dunn, and do the Leafs have any draft picks? I feel like they're a team without draft picks. See, they are a team without draft picks. Sick. So we'll go 4th and 4th for Dunn. They're probably not going to take that. We'll send it. Trade rejected. Totally unwilling. I expected that. We will throw on maybe another fourth. Wow, there's no third round picks laying around forever for the Leafs. Trade rejected. Whether you question our trade block, really make it worth our trade. I understand. I really don't think we should be overpaying for Vince Dunn, but at the same time, we have prospects, so we'll go a second and a fourth. Trade accepted. Thank you. Glad we can make that work. Now, we have to, we'll go assistant GM best roster. We'll fix it later. Now we have to go out here, though, and try and move. Man, we could have picked up a stud defenseman if we really wanted to, I think, there, huh? Maybe? Probably still could if we wanted to. We'll go, what do we want to go? Trading block. Our trading block. Where's the trade button? Trade. Find trade. Find a trade. We'll see if anybody wants Cody Ceci. I'm going to say they don't because of his trade value being so low and his colors overall and contract being so not desirable here. But we'll take a look. He does hold some trade value, so some teams might be willing here. We'll move him from pretty much anything. Yeah, third and fourth. Oh yeah, third and a fourth. Sure. Why not? I would love to do business for a third and a fourth. Georgie, are you serious? You would give us Georgiev for Ceci? Sure. We don't even need a goalie, but if you're giving up Georgiev for Ceci, I don't think the Rangers fans want to see this trade. You guys better close your eyes real quick. Georgiev and 2 fourths for Ceci. Let's go. 1 year rental. Oh, man. How do we not take that? We don't even need a goalie. How do you not take that trade? Georgiev. You know why they have such good... He can back up for us. He's higher than our current backup. You know why, though? Because they have so much freaking goalie depth over there in New York. They just stud after stud after stud. Take my money. I'll take Georgiev every day of the week. You could have said that straight up. We'll take it, though. You're going to throw in the 2 fourths. Now we can talk maybe cap space by moving Campbell. I'm imagining Campbell in an entry-level deal because I think that's what they were kind of forced to do over here. To sign guys. He's on an entry-level contract, but he's not playing goalie for us no more. Now when we got Big Georgie over here. Georgie, welcome to the team, pal. Glad to have you. DC, good doing business with you, buddy. Come again sometime. So, am I getting this right? I was going to say CC. Who in the heck did they get CC for? Why is that drawing a blank? Some reason I was thinking it was the Tyson Barrie Kerfoot trade, but it wasn't. But man, to flip CC for Georgiev, why not? Okay, so we have Barrie done. Dunn would be, let's see his chemistry here. The Dunn maxed at the second line. You love to see it. Barry's not maxed at the second line. That's what you do not love to see at all. Just throwing it out there. Morgan Riley fits better there. Who was playing on the second line with these guys? That is a plus there. That is... They're not, man. They're not wants to be there, and he fits so well. It's nice to see that Vince Dunn fits there. He maxes out that second line. Now the question is, can we move anybody here to +3? Yeah, Muzzin can go back there. So Muzzin can go there. We already brought that up. Barrie would be a first liner. I don't like Barrie here. I really don't. I feel like Barrie's the guy that whenever we trade for him, he always struggles. And for that reason, we might tiptoe this here. Cap and Hyman. I don't like this fourth line too much there. They move Spezza for some reason there. I might put Spezza back here still. We go Spezza here. Can any of these guys win draws? Malkin, can you win draws? 73 in the dot, 76 for Hyman. Actually, all these guys have somewhat respectable face-off draws here, surprisingly. Usually they're, 65 or so. So we might go to that. And you could possibly go down two-way. How do you feel? Second line. How do you feel? Kerfoot? No. A lot of these guys, they don't fit the coaching scheme, clearly. But I like what it does for the defense. The defense loves playing with this guy. And that's what we're really worried about here at the end of the day. But I do think, looking at things here, we're going to need to go after... Do we dare go after another winger? Over... I would really like a power forward. We're going to sim up a couple games. We're going to sim up a couple games with the Leafs and see what, they produce playing together. I feel like we got to get that first line or offense a little bit better there from a chemistry standpoint, though. Here we go. Bad start to the preseason. You don't like losing those preseason games. That's what we're seeing happen here. So this should be interesting. 3-2-2. It wasn't too bad really to end it, but a lot of overtime losses there. Got to get off to a strong start here, and they're going to drop by 6 goals to the Ottawa Senators. Hello, Ottawa. Hello, Tampa. Here come the goals. 4 goals to Detroit. 2 goals there to... Okay, that's enough. I've seen enough. How do you start the season 2-4-2? We'll play a couple more. I need a better sample size here. We got to get about 10 games or so, but wow. There's a couple wins. There's a couple of shutouts. How do you feel confident, though, after giving up 4 to the Detroit Red Wings, 5 to the Ottawa Senators? Did I say 6 earlier? 5 to the Senators. Regardless, Toronto 4-4. Mitchie Martin's killing it for the team right now. Love to see it. 14 points, 5-4-2. Did I say 4-4? 5-4-2. We got it right today. A little bit slow. Riley, 13 points on his season. Matthews, Muzzin, 8+1. Tavares is in there. Let's take a look at the plus minuses. Is what I'm worried about here. It is Tyson Berry's actually leading the team in plus minus right now. Good for him. Spets is flat, so he's struggling a little bit. He's lagging the rest of the team there. Tavares, same story, but Tavares is a stud, so we don't have to worry about it as much with him. Points here for the team is those guys with 0. They're not specifically, but he's a defenseman. We're not worried about. He's an 81 overall. His plus minus is a +2, which is what we're worried about, making sure they're positive. They're on that bottom line. I don't know, though. We got to go somewhere. Is it defense or is it offense? That's what we're worried about here. We'll take a look at the standings real quick to see what they're saying. The plus minus is one thing, but the reason a plus minus is that good is because we just completely torched 2 teams in a row there, 6-0. So that's going to boost that a little bit. So we're 2.55 goals allowed per game, 3.36 goals for. So those are good numbers. 2.55 is more than respectable. Again, a sample size. Wow, the power play is 12.1%. Why is the power play so bad? Penalty kill is struggling as well. So it's been his special teams. Special teams is the reason we're struggling right now. We'll take a look at what we have here. Again, that's the thing with Toronto. I don't think we have, now that I bring it up, these bottom 6 guys, they don't scream, you know, defense, kill, power play kind of guys. We have 3 two-way forwards and a bunch of playmakers. You talk about guys like that. I know it's just a player type, but usually it kind of resembles their defensive abilities in their stats as well, where they're just not as defensive oriented, where you can go out there and play good defense for these guys. Over here on the deep, what was going to look at? Power play. Power play. I mean, not power play, penalty kill. Hyman Spezza, see, that's what I don't like. I don't like the playmaking. Spezza might work, though. Riley Muzzin, that's decent. Dunn and Dermott, that's a problem, but they don't want Barry on the penalty kill. Is there a reason for that? Let's see what Dermott's got here. An 86, 86, 86. Maybe they just want to keep Riley fresh. That's also a possibility, but your defenseman, you're going to kill these off. 87, 88, yeah, better. Or not Riley, Barry. Barry, better. Right there, Barry. We're going to stick you in there. Maybe that'll improve that a little bit. Engvall should not be playing at a 77 overall. Maybe that's what we got to move. Find a replacement for him. And again, it could be a two-way guy, preferably. Do we have Mickey's over here playing anywhere? No. You know what? I think that's the guy. We pulled his playoff predictor card. Pulled him, but we pulled him. Or play Nylander. Why is Kerfoot on the first line power play? Excuse yeah, love you. We should have looked. We should have looked. No one to blame but ourselves for just assuming they'd give us the right power play. I'm dying. Matthews and Tavares, the deep air on the second unit. Let's go. Yeah, buddy. That's the greatest thing I've seen all day. Here you go, Matthews. You can play in the first line. Tavares, where are we going to put you? Right, Tavares left-handed, right-handed. Tavares is left-handed. He'd want to be on the left side there. Nylander, you'd be demoted. Marner, you're perfect there. And maybe, again, Barry and Riley. We don't need both of them. We'll keep Riley. We'll move Nylander down here just like that. I can't believe that still. That's craziness. But see, now we have nothing on the second unit. Forget about it, though. We don't need to. We're going to rock them with a dominant first unit here. Betsa, Caps, and Hyman on that second unit. We'll worry about it later. Make sure the penalty power play 2 is perfect. And it's not, of course. We got Tavares and Matthews playing defense again. I can't figure out why our power play wasn't going too well, boys. We just had the best 2 players on the team playing defense on the second line. What could have possibly went wrong? So we'll keep it balanced a little bit more here. We're going to put Spezza there, or Tavares here. Maybe not. Yeah, we will. We're going to keep, no, we need a second line. We'll go Spezza there. We will go Tavares here, and we'll go Barry in that second unit there. So that should work better. Yeah, Spezza, the Kerfoot, that's not good. That is not good at all. Done, they're not. Spezza, who are we going to swap out here that can play preferably instead? It's not going to be Matthews or Tavares. Not at a sniper. Goche's 77. It's an option. Malkin, I don't really like any of these options here. We're kind of forced to work with what we have, it looks like, at the end of the day. It's definitely our center that needs to be swapped out here, it looks like, though. They don't want them playmaking centers, and that's all we have. I think we need to look for a two-way center for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe that's the way we go here. Add some two-way depth to this team and see what they can do with it. But for now, let's sum up a couple more games. 5-4-2. I feel like those couple games there really helped this team out a little bit there in Boston and Columbus. And they're going to get the ball rolling a little bit here. And hopefully the power play is the reason for it. There's a W. There's a loss. 5 goals again given up there. Lost to the Capitals. Tough team in Washington, though. So it's not a huge deal there. Philly. Going to beat Philly in Philly. Big game there. Big win in LA. Good love to see it. Or a big win at home against LA. Playing these West Coast teams. 9-6-2. So the Leafs starting to improve a little bit here. Mitchie Martin still at 19 points, still leading the team in points here. You'll love to see it. Before we take a look at that, though, again, let's take a look at make sure the stats are looking better here from this team standpoint. From a goals for and goals against and power play specialty, 3.2, 2.53. So the goals against is still good. Impressively so. The power play 13.7. It's improving slowly. The penalty kill again, same story there. I don't know. I can't believe we're doing a franchise build with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and my first instinct is to go after another forward. I feel so crazy for thinking that, but this defense got some solid overalls. Vince Dunn is the best player on his defense right now from a plus-minus standpoint, killing it out there. 18 minutes a night, 23 hits, 17 blocks. 11 takeaways or 11 giveaways, or giveaway takeaways. It's not bad, really. I guess I was gonna say could use some more, but I ain't too worried about it. 8.7%, good for him, getting his shots off as well. Love to see that. Kerfoot, yeah, Kerfoot is the one struggling with us right now. And there's a reason. He's not a two-way guy. He's more of a, he could be in real life, but from a stat standpoint and a player type and everything else, he's not in this game. Spets the same story, so I really could be. I still can't believe I'm saying this. A freaking two-way forward we need to go after here. And we're going to do it. What kind of cap space do we have here to work with? We'll take a look here real quick. We should be close to about 4.5, 5 million or so, right? We have, 4.5 in cap space. So let's see if we can't find something here that can help this team win some games from a two-way standpoint. It don't even have to be a two-way guy. I guess we could go power forward or two-way. Power forward would be nice. The combinations we could line up with a two-way or a power forward. And I'd like it to be a center. Does it have to be a center? I'd say not necessarily. We'll take a look, though. We'll take a look what's out there from a center standpoint. Or not. We'll go forwards. Fine. Here we go, though. Here we go. So we got some guys with some trade value. We're going to search power forwards first. PLD, baby! Answer right there! PLD for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Oh, I'd be so sick. I'd be so sick. But you got to do what you got to do to get these Toronto Maple Leafs the Stanley Cup win here in a video game. So that might be the answer there. We'll see what other guys are laying around here. Trade value. How did I end up not filtering the overalls? We messed that up somewhere around here. Forward, power forward. Low exact. Oh, we stopped at the contract. That's why. My bad. So we'll go back down here and... Oh, no, we didn't. 83. Oh, we went wrist shot power. That'll do it. That will do it. How do we get out of selected rating? I just want the overall rating. What did I mess up here? I just want the overall. I just want the overall, EA. What do I got to do for that? Minimum, maximum, low exact. Year's contract. I feel like we're screwing something up here. Back to discipline, durability, endurance, face-off deflections, offensive poise. Yep. There we go. Overall right there. Perfect. That's what he's looking for. Just had to do the quick scroll there. Got her taken care of. Let's do it. Send us that list again here. No wonder we had such a long list. Now it is shortened. Mantha, Coyle, Tuck, and Kreider. Man, look at that boy over there. PLD, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, PLD. All forward lines, Mantha fits. He could use some better shot blocking. He can't win faceoffs. A concern. PLD... he could use some face-off work. The guys we have back there taking the draws are actually better right now than what we have taking center or playing center. If we need to find a winger, again, we can make that work. It's not a big deal, I don't think. PLD fits everywhere. All forward lines, all power play lines. Coach loves a good power forward. Do you dare trade Sandin or Liljegren for Pierre-Luc Dubois? Would you do that? Entry-level deal? We have not made a big level trade like this. High trade value over Mantha. See, I want to change it up a little bit because I feel like we've taken Mantha before and it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked with us when we take Mantha for some reason. Coyle could be an answer as well. 75 on the draws. He doesn't fit anywhere though. Hux fits on the bottom 6, which is just what we need. Maybe he's too expensive. 4.75. I don't want to pay that much. I'm looking at guys that can help this team from a contract standpoint. Let's fiddle around a little bit. Let's talk Columbus. You know, I love you guys, and I'll send them back immediately. They'll be sent right back after this season. We would never miss him longer than that. But do we dare go Liljegren for PLD, baby? Toronto would be over the league maximum salary cap. Is it what? What are you talking about? Is there a contract extension in there? Did they sign him and I didn't know about it? 7.4 million. Bless your souls, EA, for signing that contract extension when we jumped into this. Bless your souls. This team's dominant already, but I really do want to go after a power forward. Man, the way it could help this team. Manta's got the higher trade value, but he's a better player too than Coyle. He is currently a -2. I don't like that. Coyle's a +4. He's playing bottom line minutes nearly, while Manta is not on Detroit though, so that is understandable. Manta shot block ain't there. His defense really isn't there, period, for a power forward. Maybe that's been a problem there. His passing's better. His shot really isn't that much. I'm looking at the ball. Bad comparison there. Coyle is, yeah, his passing's a heck of a lot better there. Coyle is really not a whole lot different there from a defensive standpoint then. So we could go down Manta's route. You could be a better score. We don't really need the better score, but we would like we'd like the overall there though. We're going to try to trade for Manta, I guess. And again, we're going to be pressed against the cap. We're going to need this team to retain some salary for us, which they have plenty of room to do. It's going to be, do we dare? Do we got to go Sandin? Yeah, probably Sandin here. Sandin trading away the future here to pick up some younger guys to help improve this team. That is a heck of a payment for Anthony Manta. Let me tell you what. Let's see if we can pick up, I want to say, a draft pick with this. They're not going to give us their first because that thing is just way too darn valuable. I understand. We could go a second and another second. We're going to have them retain salary. That's actually going to work? Oh, he's only got a 1-year deal. Okay, so yeah, he's got a 1-year deal. It's going to give us cap space there. That would be why. We can get 2 seconds in return there for Sandin. That is a lot. 2 seconds. We're trying to win with this team. Send, baby. Okay, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't enough, apparently. Or it was too much. There we go. A second for Manta. That's a lot. It's still a lot. We got the job done, though. We'll go to roster moves here. Sorry to do it to you, Sandin. It's a 1-year Stanley Cup rebuild. Somebody was going to get hurt, and it ended up being you. I thought maybe it was going to be a big gun on the team. It ended up being a future stud defenseman in Sandin, though, that had to be cut from the team. Manta, show me the money, baby. That's what I wanted to see. The +3 on that second line. Looking good. Looking good. But what if we put him on the first? Woo, baby. Yeah, buddy. Look at that first line. I don't think they need the help, though. They're pretty solid as is. They're already putting up a point per game. We're not going to mess with that first line. We're going to add some defensive prowess. Even though Matthews is a solid defensive player, he is really solid. But Manta can help us from a defensive standpoint on the penalty kill as well, I think. So we put Manta, Spezza. Caps, you're going back there, 2-way guy in the bottom 6, so that helps the team out there. You know, we wanted to get that more defensive guy on the bottom 6. Cap's going to help us out there. So Janssen, Kerfoot, Cap, Malgin, Hyman, and Mikheyev there on the 4th line. Solid, really. The bottom 6 is really solid. Now the question becomes, do we go after a defenseman? And man, if we could just get by with not having to go after a defenseman in this build, I would be impressed. I would be beyond impressed. We'll look at the special teams again. The power play, make sure everything's perfect. Tavares, Matthews, Marner. Yep. That looks good there. Hyman, Cap, and Spezza. Do we put Manta on the second unit? I would say the answer to that is yes. So we'll look here, and what is he, center? Right wing? Right wing? Right wing, perfect. We'll put him in there. That'll help out that line. 4-man power play here. Spezza, that looks good. I'll leave it as is. No, we won't. We have Kerfoot playing defense here. We will put Manta back there. Again, a guy that can hopefully help this team put some more goals on the board. The power play did need a little bit of help. That should add some depth to that second unit. We talk Hyman, Spezza. Penalty kill. It didn't get better. Oh, I was looking at the 3-man before. So Hyman, Spezza. How's it looking here from a power or penalty kill? Yeah, we want to get Spezza out of there if we can, I think. Or more importantly, Kerfoot. I think Kerfoot's been more of a liability defensively. It's about the same. He's a -1. Take a look at the stats here for him real quick. He currently has 5 blocks, 9 giveaways, 7 takeaways, 10 hits, 5-9. So single digits, everything there. I'm just going to try to keep that in mind here while we look at Spezza. So he was 2 blocks, 6 hits. So yeah, he's a little bit more defensive than Spezza still, though. We'll take Spezza out of that role, I think. Or do we take Hyman out? Hyman looks pretty good there. Hyman's playing solid. So we'll take Spezza out. Manta goes in. The only thing is again, we need somebody that can win some draws. That's going to concern me. Can Manta win draws? 67. No, he cannot. Can Hyman win draws? Maybe 76. Yeah, we'll swap that right there. Good enough. And then we'll leave that penalty killing unit the same for now. That might be something else that needs work. Again, that was kind of what I liked about Mantha. You could help out the top units, and he can help out on that penalty kill a lot. So Spezza, again, you're going to be gone here. And we're going to have to put in, we really don't have a choice but to put in a guy that can't win draws here, I think, in Mantha. That was the one thing I didn't like. That was the reason we wanted the center, I think. That's actually a -3, so that was probably not a good idea. Do not try that. Kids, don't try this at home. Times 12. Maugan better? We don't go on a 3-man penalty kill a lot, though, so that's not, that's why I'm not too concerned about it. We may just leave it as is. Muzzin, Riley. Maybe we can move in, I don't know. We'll see if we can add in defenseman here and swap that out. Muzzin, Riley. So Barry would be the man here. I don't think Barry's going to fit too well in this, really. It's going to help, apparently. So I'll put Muzzin there. Done, Muzzin. I don't know why Muzzin is not playing well with these guys. Maybe their Mott goes here. Does that change anything? No, it's gonna stay a +/-3. Really just want to get this off the -3. I'll put hold there. Still -3. It's not gonna happen. It's a second line though. We'll worry about that. I don't know, later maybe. What do we have? Barry, Riley, Muzzin. So we'll just put Vince Dunn back in there like that. It improved it slightly. It's a slight improvement. We'll make it work. I like what this team's got going here, though. I think it's a solid looking build. That +3 on that second line with Matthews just makes that line completely dominant and scary looking. And the defense, as long as our bottom two are playing well, we don't really need to change that up a whole lot. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. It'll be really, I worry about is, I guess, Vince Dunn, who fits so well where he's at already. Or we could possibly, can you play second? Yeah, Vince Dunn could swap out with their Mott if we needed to. Something to keep an eye on there. And I don't think there's anything else we can do here with these guys to keep the money flowing. So if we want to go big money on a defenseman, it's still there. Lilligren says it's still there. Back to edit lines. What am I missing here? Oh, second or the Gravel. How you doing? We got some solid players down here in the AHL as far as overalls are concerned here in Toronto. So there is that second line. I just want to go best lines here without them editing my other lines. Did they do that? Hopefully, please. I don't need to see Matthews and Marner or Tavares killing it on the second line penalty kill or power play playing defense. Yeah, it's still good here. Let's see what they got. See what these Leafs got, baby. Couple small trades. Big trade in Mantha, really, when you move away a stud young player like that. Or like Sandin. 9-6-2, though. The Maple Leafs. Why do we keep thinking this isn't the Maple Leafs are doing? Starter slow, 9-6-2. Can this team improve? There's a loss to the 4-1. Oh, okay, it's fine. 7's not fine. 7's not fine at all, Toronto. I am watching every single time you give up a lot of goals, and it makes me very nervous. I think, again, I'm going to blame it. Do we dare blame it on the bottom 6 over the defense? I don't know. I think you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You're killing me here. It makes me want to go defense. There's a 4-3-1 against the Blues. We're not a Stanley Cup team, I don't feel like right now. Not at 17-14. We're a playoff team, but we're not a Stanley Cup team. Look at Mitch Marner, 41 points. That isn't even fair over there. See how these guys are doing. I think Mantha was, what, a -5 before he came across? He's -1 now, so he's improving. Who's struggling now? Who's struggling, Mr. Kerfoot at a -8? Muzzin at a -6. Not going to work. We're going defense. And we're going to have to pick up yet another bottom 6 guy, I think. Can we get a bottom 6 guy and a stud defenseman for Lilligren? That's the question, fellas. Here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we can do here. Anything's open because that first line doesn't have any chemistry as is. So I'm really open to just about anything from a defensive standpoint that's going to help this team win games and, slow the goals down a little bit here. And it's obviously the goals that's the problem. We ain't going to go out there and say it's this freaking Studley offense that's killing us. So we're just going to go, I don't know. Let's try, ooh, get a little high there. We'll try 85 plus here. 85 plus. Anything's on the table here for us. We're not concerned about anybody. I'd like the contract to be cheap, though. Well, hey, we can get 2 of our players. No wonder we always trade for these guys. Ekholm's out there. Is Ekholm cheap? $3 million, $1 million a year. That was nice. Too expensive. Shabbat. Oh, baby. Who wants Shabbat? Toronto, how you feel about Thomas Shabbat? Big fan. Big fan. Oh, jeez. Two-way guy. He wants to play on that first line. Stop me from doing it. Stop me from doing it. Thomas Shabbat at an 86. Oh, he's got the same trade value, though, as Roman the man Yossi, though. How do you turn that one down? He fits everywhere. I'm not confident about it, but he fits everywhere. $4 million a year. Quinn Hughes. Yeah, we'd like Quinn Hughes. It'd be nice. It'd be great that. But Yossi at the 90. Talk about an addition. Can we make this happen? Forget about the bottom 6. Can we make Roman Yossi happen? Shabbat would be great, but a +4 on Yossi. This ain't gonna work. They're gonna laugh at us on this one. Here's Liljegren. How's the cap looking? Toronto would be over, so we gotta find a way to shed a little cap. Who would be out the door from a defense standpoint? We'd keep Riley, Muzzenberry. Yeah, probably. I like all of these guys. I don't want to trade any of my friends away. Can we keep them all? We only have 6 guys. Not a lot. It's not a lot at all. We'll see if we have potentially a forward to move here. This is what we talked about, where we have to go big gun for big gun if we wanted to make the money happen here. Malkin's out there on the team. He's got some trade value still, too. We got to get rid of an expensive guy, though. Expensive, not a high overall. Expensive, not a high overall. Do we have one of those laying around? Not really. Trade value there in Clifford, who we continue to not trade. Clifford might be the man still that we swap in there. Wow, just some defensive stats. 87, 84. Really? I don't know why we didn't consider moving Clifford in there in the first place. He might be the answer there for that bottom 6 to help us out, so we don't have to make a trade. That's the reason I like having Cliffs in there. But he's also got that contract. How many guys can we drop to get back under this? Oh, we are close. We were actually under the cap this year. Did they extend Yossi? Oh, jeez. Not again. Not again. Yossi was looking great, but they must have extended him. So we can't do that either, I don't think. That had to be the answer, right? Yeah, Toronto will be over the salary cap. That's what it is. Again, bitten by the... I didn't catch that. My bad there. Yossi would have been fantastic. I guess we go down the... let's look at overalls first. We don't need to worry about trade value. I'd rather highest overall, which is then Shabbat. You know, Shabbat's the next man down here. Trade value is a little bit lower than 86. He's the next man we're going to find, though. Shabbat to the Maple Leafs. And I like the price tag. We'll look, see if there's anybody cheaper. 85 there from Makar. But Makar's, you know, again, going to be a problem to keep there. We want to go cheapest players. 2.5 in Perry. Oh, that's our own player. Morrissey, 85. How's Morrissey looking? He's got a +3 in a season, playing a lot of minutes. Defensive pairing 2. Not what I want to see. I want to see him on the first line there. I want to do it. Picking up Shabbat, baby. I want to make it worth it. You know, if you're going to trade for... You're going to trade away a stud like Liljegren. You want to make sure you're getting something. Oh, my goodness. Another guy that's on a 1-year deal. Jeez. So this ain't going to go through, I take it then, right? I'm assuming here, unless they... Oh, no, he's an RFA. Is he an RFA longer than that? I'd like to think he is. We'll see how this goes. We'll send it real quick. Send the trade. Toronto. Why is everybody extending their players? Stop it. Well, by the looks of it, we are really left with no other option besides... Well, Quinn Hughes would be nice, but he doesn't fit there. If we're going to go for a guy that doesn't fit in there, we're going to go after Ekholm. Ekholm at 3.7. I mean, we have the cap space at the end of the day. He doesn't fit in the chemistry. We can only hope that maybe it doesn't matter. Again, he'll go straight to the first line. He's a -3 in a season, though. That concerns me a little bit. The defense, though, maybe they're struggling over there a little bit in Smashville. Ekholm's got to be the man. Ekholm for 3 years. Who can we add to this deal, though? That is the question to make this worth it for us. We want a forward that can possibly play, ideally play on the bottom line here, or bottom 6 here. That's more of a two-way guy. So Forsberg's an option, even though he's decent, not much of a shot blocker. How does he fit from top 6 forwards lines where they want him? Duchesne's not an offensive defensive guy. Johansson is probably too expensive. Arvidsson is a sniper, right? Yeah, he's a sniper. Bottom 6 for Turris. Turris fits around, but he's got to be expensive. Yeah, he's $6 million a year, so we can't do that. Brandlin is a playmaker. I don't want to do that. Tomasino, Sissons, decent forward line 3. I don't think we're going to find it. I don't think we're going to get the answer here from the Predators if it's going to be a team. Yankrok, he's a sniper, I think, right? Yeah, he's a sniper. Playmaker and Granlund. Fabro, the young stud. We ain't going to pick him up. I wish we could. Sissons, two-way guy, maybe. Forward line 3. That could work. How much? 2.8. 2.8 for Sissons. Do we dare add a guy like Sissons, though? Is he the answer at an 81 overall? We can always trade him. If it doesn't work, you can trade a guy like that. I'm just trying to get the bang for the buck here a little bit if we can. At 2.86 million at that trade, maybe we can pick up just some prospects here. We'll go prospects, and then we'll go try to pick up a guy from another team. So they're willing to move Tomasino. That's some depth, or some, you know, bolster up this tradeness here. I can't believe how much we're going to get fleeced on this one. This is going to be great. We're going to throw on a first, a Devil's second, and a Predator's third. All that's not going to work. Not a chance. But we're going to go one by one, dropping each one to see what we can come down to here. So we're talking, well, actually, what we need them to do is retain some salaries. So we'll see what we can make happen here from that standpoint. The more salary we have freed up, then we can talk about possibly adding on some depth, guys. They're not going to take that trade. No chance. Trade rejected. I knew you'd like that, though. I figured you'd be appreciative. We're going to we'll drop the Devil's second because that's pretty expensive. There we go. First, second. Trade rejected. You aren't completely barking up the wrong tree. You're based on what you're asking from us. Nashville isn't that excited about it either. As for your assets, you've done all the writing and meeting our trade block needs, but the value you are sending our way just isn't sufficient enough. Okay, so second, first. We'll send. I like getting the second and the first. These things hold no trade value. We'll send a couple fourths your way. Trade rejected. Still not there. To be honest with you, you'd like to take the trade. I understand. Yep, I see it in your eyes. We'll throw in another fourth. We had that Detroit second laying around still. Trade rejected, you're incomplete. You already said that. I'm glad we're not barking up the wrong tree because we've been barking here for a while now. We'll add another fourth just for a good time. 3/4. What a trade. What a trade. It's not happening. We got to make this. I can't believe we're trading them Liljegren for Ekholm and a couple draft picks, and they're like, hang on a second. Oh, okay. I was going to say, how did they get the Devils first? It was Nashville's first. Just like, forget about it. Forget about it. We'll add a fifth on. I don't think it's going to work because we just did 3/4, right? Yeah, it's not going to work. So we'll drop fourth. We'll drop second. And we will go Nashville, I don't know, fifth? First and a fifth? Not happening. We'll drop the Nashville fifth. Trade is still rejected. Pretty neutral to what you're asking us to cough up. What you need our way in. With that said, you've met our trade block needs. Okay. So we could go a little bit more here. I really want that first round draft pick. We have no draft picks right now. And if this team wants to make a trade later down the road, we need as much, you know, prospects as we can get here. I can't believe it, though. I can't believe we're going to have this much for him. It's going to happen. I feel like we might as well just try to, at this price, might as well just try to get Quinn Hughes. Trade rejected. We will not accept this proposal. The trade block looks fair, but the Nashville Predators are not willing to retain us. Rude. You got to. Gotta do it. We don't have that kind of cap space here. What if we throw in another fourth? Will that get you to retain that salary? How close are we? Not close enough. Okay, what if we go... We'll go with third. I don't want to go too much here because we can just take the salary on ourselves. But we really can't. Not if we want to try to leave some space here. And you're gonna give us that first. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, we're not walking away without that. At this point, I'm just a little bit too hungry for it. We'll give you a second. Nashville first. Send it. What? What do you mean you won't accept that? Oh my goodness. What if we just take a little bit off this retention here? Just a little bit. Yeah, tricked you. Tricked you. You still retained it, baby. All right, so we'll go to the roster moves here. Again, we got to talk. No, we want to edit the lines, of course. We want to talk about... I don't care about you guys in the AHL. Clearly, we're completely fleecing the system here. You should know that by now. First line, that looks good. The defense is what we want to worry about. Defense is... What did we say we was going to move here? Was it going to be Hull or... Wow, that was the problem, right? Hull or Dermott? Oh, Dermott wants to go too. He's an 81 with a -4. So it's good to see him leaving, actually. That's nice there. So we'll go you there. And that's a concern, Ekholm. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, he doesn't fit anywhere. Doesn't fit anywhere at all. But I want him on the first line. He does not fit with Barry. He does fit with you. Now, can we manage to +3 one of these lines? That is the next big question. It does not look like it's going to happen, and that was a concern. I'd rather the bottom line be the line plus, though. So I'll put those guys there, Barry and Muzzin, Hull and Dunn. What did we change there? Did we just move? I guess we moved Dunn down. So hopefully Hull and Dunn can play well together. Dunn +3 in the season, Muzzin -6, Barry -11. Muzzin's been struggling. That's what we brought it up. Maybe it was because I was going to say maybe it's because he's playing with Dunn, but that hasn't been the reason. So maybe, again, Muzzin being traded isn't out the door. You could have considered it there. The offense, again, we'll leave it as is. We're going to go try to... Actually, let's see if we can move here. That would give us a little help. Who's the guy struggling? -4 and Kapanen struggling. That whole line struggling. Kapanen, Janssen, and Kerfoot. You know why? Because it's a bunch of playmakers and snipers, and they need some defense. Well, Kapanen's a two-way guy. We got to find a bottom 6 guy. That's my answer, I guess, because I was going to say we could put in Clifford, but he's going to be the lowest overall on the team still. And we need another. I'd like to move Janssen, I think, here. Maybe Janssen, maybe Kerfoot's been the issue this whole time. Kerfoot at $3 million a year. Maybe we just swap out Kerfoot entirely. $3 million a year and try to find a center that can replace him there. That could be the area we go with here, because he's just been an issue. We haven't found anything for him. He's got 10 points on the season. All right, so we're going to go 83 by 99 because we are considering just moving Kerfoot straight up in this trade. We're going to bump the salary to $5 million. He's going to open up $3 million in the books. We might be able to make something work here, and it's going to be cheaper for guys that are under that higher contract, especially if teams want to move them, like Josh Bailey, who's a -3. Not what I wanted to see there. Kadri, welcome back to Toronto, maybe? Not on, when you're playing a +1, not on that team. You got to be better than that at a +1, I think. Road check option, 87, 83. Lindholm's great. I love Lindholm, but you know his defense is not. He's not a defensive guy. He's not a bottom 6 guy. Brendan Gallagher, we'll get it out. Tatar, Strome, Stahl, don't want. Coyle always an option. Verona, nope. The note I love the note option there, but we can go more expensive there if we want to, I guess. Johnson. So I'm used to playing with Andreas now. Johnson, not where I want him to be. I really like Denault, to be honest. Denault looks like the man to go after here, because we want to get a center if we can. All these guys are wingers for the most part. So even with it being Kerfoot being traded, we might not have to move Kerfoot if it's going to be Denault, though. But he's just been struggling so mightily in general. I don't even know if I want him on the team. That's been the problem here, is even with him playing, it's been a glorified struggle. He is only an 81 overall, so it's not like it's a big loss. He doesn't want to play on that 4th line. That's where he's going to be, and you don't block, so you're still gone. Period. You're still gone, and you got some trade value for us here. So we're going to go you. We're going to throw on that 5th. Nashville's trade pick or draft pick actually does have some value, so maybe they were struggling this season. Is there anybody else on Montreal from a bottom 6 standpoint that we can go after? This could be our final trade here going into the end of the season. Suzuki. It's not what we're looking for. Let's go forwards. We'll go forwards. Looking for the bottom 6 type of guys here if you got them. Gallagher's another good option. $3 million a year. And he's a two-way guy. He's got a +1 on his season. That could really be... Oh, man. He could really beef up that line. Let me tell you what. He might be too expensive for us there, though. Suzuki's an 80. Is not the price we're looking for there. We'll go buy overalls here on this team. And they don't have a lot after you get past Gallagher here. So we'll throw Gallagher on just to see what it's going to talk to us about here. We're really not that far off from a perspective of being able to afford it. So we could probably throw them Cliff Dog over here and make this work. Yeah, we call him Cliff Dog now. Clifford the Big Red Dog. How many of you guys remember that? Probably not a lot. That was a long time ago. How young some of you guys are. Who's on the extension now? Nobody. Oh, okay. That was... almost intimidating. So we'll just go not for here, retaining that much of the contract. Propose. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, now we just gotta make this work. So we have Clifford, we have Kerfoot. We're gonna throw on this draft pick. It's probably gonna take more than that draft pick. Not a big deal. So there's the draft pick. Oh baby, that's kind of close. What do you feel about that? Close, but they're unwilling. You know why? Because we're gonna make them retain that salary. So it is gonna cost a little bit more there. But we have Detroit's 2nd round draft pick that we threw on. Still not looking for it there. We might throw on another 1st. Throw on Toronto's 2nd. We're getting a pretty good return here, I think. Trade rejected. We got in our current situation on cover retaining the salary. Okay, so they like that. But they don't want to retain the salary. But how much can we handle ourselves? We'll drop it just a pinch. That wasn't enough. We'll drop it a pinch more. Again, final trade. Do or die here for these big bad Leafs. If this will do it, hopefully it will. And there we go. Perfect. Trade accepted. All right, let's go to these lines real quick. Edit these bad boys up and make this playoff push. Hopefully, with this Toronto Maple Leafs team, big changes. We ended up taking out Kerfoot. Hopefully, that doesn't hurt this team any here. Denault on that 2nd line or 3rd line. He likes playing there too, so that's going to help this team out. Caps and Janssen. We'll see what happens with just that pure change right there from a plus-minus standpoint from that line, because the bottom line... still playing solid. Malkin, 11 points. Their ball, I was going to say all but 11, but Mickey over here is not at 11. So whoever we're going to swap out I don't want to swap out the other guys. I mean, if we had to, I'd be some cap space, I guess. So we'll put Gallagher in there. Yeah, that's going to help that line out a bit. Oh, yeah, Spezza going's always an option, too. He's got 16 points, but he's not on any... He might be on one of the power plays. +5 and a -1 out of Mantha. Mantha was a minus for a reason, though. I will put Gallagher here and see if that changes anything. It will not help, so we don't want to mess with the chemistry. Gallagher is going to go up a line, though, regardless with that overall. He's got to play up a line, so we'll put him there. And again, Kapanen is a two-way guy. Like the balance, you know, let's balance it out. We'll keep the sniper there. We'll keep Hyman here. Try to get as many two-way guys as possible in that bottom 6. I like that. That is solid right there. The special teams, you guys swapped that. Yeah, it was indeed that we did have what's his face playing just one of these game or power play units there. So let's put Gallagher on that line. Why not? He's a two-way guy. Hopefully he can help this team out a little bit there. So that's good. That plussed it. That should help the penalty kill as well. Make sure we change up that penalty kill. It was Hyman and Mantha. Gallagher did not. Yeah, they like that there. Now Hyman's got to go. And we're going to put... Oh, no, Donald's... Why is Donald on the second unit? We want him on the first unit, just like that. And that should work right there. And then we'll go on the penalty kill. And we got Spezza, Donald. Better. It's better. I'd still like Donald on the first line, though, if we're going to do it that way. Yeah, they like it there, too. And then Spezza, who was playing center besides him? Morgan, Donald. Donald cannot double shift. Kind of cool if you could. We'll just leave it like that. We'll leave it like that. Team is ready to play some games. And we'll get to the trade deadline here. We'll take a look one last time. A little quick refresher here on what this team's doing from a standings perspective. Make sure we're still progressing. That is important here to make sure these guys ain't falling off the train tracks here. So 3.15 goals for, 2.85 goals against. The goals against has been going up. The penalty, or that's power point percentage, my bad. Penalty kill is at 77%, which has been a weakness all season. The power play up to 20%, though. That's good to see. Did I just say 30%? Holy smokes, the Bruins are killing it on a power play, buddy. But here we go. The new look Toronto Maple Leafs added some depth to the team. That's been the big words around Toronto. Add some depth, and that is the reason, or the depth's the reason this team can't make a deep playoff push. Well, we just added some depth, and they said, how about a 4-game losing streak? 3-game, actually, but we're exaggerating here. How do you lose to Detroit? What is going on? The wheels are falling off here in Toronto after picking up these players. This team is struggling to stay above 500. I don't know. I do know one thing, though. Toronto does not sim up well. I've realized that when we've done these videos that they don't sim up the greatest of all teams. But here we go. Let's get the winning streak going. Get this team back into playoff line. Much needed win streak there by these Toronto Maple Leafs heading into the All-Star break. Back to 25-21. Picking up a big out of Predators. That's it. Gotta beat Ottawa. Gotta beat Ottawa. There it is. Thank you. I was going to be very sick if we lost to Ottawa. They're rolling. Or the teams are rolling. Good to see. Goaltenders probably playing a little bit better. Defense hopefully a little bit better. You'll love to see it. 30-25. The team's cruising or jumping. Stop losing to Ottawa. Why you got to keep doing that to us? But they're inching slowly. How is Montreal doing so good? We took their players away and made them a winning team. Is that what happened there? Playoff team still 69.68. It is tight. The Detroit Red Wings have 68 points. Pardon me. Pardon me times 20. I want to go to the edit line screen. I prefer to look at it that way. You guys like going to the stats screen, the edit line screen when you see the production out of guys here. So we have Marner, Nylander. These guys are still killing it. No questions asked about that first line. Mantha up to a positive. You'll love to see that. Spets up to +15. So they're playing better. The Knot still, or Gallagher still -6, the Knot a -9, and Johnson a -6. So that line continues to struggle. And Kapanen is still a -10, who continues to struggle as well. I guess we try. I want to find out who we can put here that's going to play better on this line. Do we put Hyman back up there? Hyman's our center man right now, but we don't need him to play center. We can put, actually, we kind of do need him to play center. I don't think we have another one. Malgin can play center, right? So we'll put Hyman here. That'll fix that up. We'll put Janssen there. We'll swap that around. The defense, again, can't really change it. Ekholm up to a +10. Love to see that. Perfect. Beautiful. Great. Playing better. Barry's up to a +11. -4 for Muzzin. So he's about the same. And the bottom line, again, is where it is. So I'm not upset about that. The goaltending in Freddie Anderson. That's always the problem. 907. It's improved. 407? Yours, yeah. No wonder they gave you away, pal. 407. How about that? Here we go, though. Gonna sim out the rest of this season. Toronto has to start turning it up a little bit here after, well, a very hot month of February, to say the least here. After what was a lackluster start after making these trades. Big W against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Gotta beat Vancouver. I think we beat Vancouver. Beat them San Jose Sharks. Tough stretch of games here over in the West Coast. And this Toronto Maple Leafs defense all but blanked them on that stretch. You can't lose games, though, against Boston. 4-1. There it is. Big loss there. Got to end this month strong. It's going to be tough. Not to the Devils. Stop losing to the bad teams. At least you beat the Blue Jackets. This team's like up and down as it gets. But here's a winning streak. A winning streak that is very needed. And if Ottawa beats us again... oh my, this team is gonna squeak into playoffs. And you know what? Wait, who's Ottawa? Was it Montreal? Ottawa has like half their wins against this season. I feel like that with Toronto. Toronto would be, I mean, where would they be in the standings? They're drawing up against Tampa in the first round because of how good of a season the Boston Bruins had. But I imagine, what if we won like 3 games against Ottawa like we should have this season? We'd be 100 points. So not much of a difference there. 94 squeaking in the Panthers. While Buffalo, 92. We barely made playoffs. This division was loaded. 91, 88 out of the Detroit Red Wings. I don't know why they sim so well, but this division just completely slapped the rest of the league this season, it looks like. 86 out of the Devils. Philly doing decent. I want to take a look at, more importantly, how our team is doing. From goals for 3.22, goals against 2.88. It hasn't changed much. Power plays improved. Penalty kills improved. So that's important. The special teams has gotten a lot better there. What we're really concerned about there. Wow. Absolutely wow. How did we miss this? Mitch Marner at 106 points. What a season for Mitch Marner. 48 goals for Tavares. And 94 points there. Nylander, 71. This team killed it. Gallagher even ended with 62 points at that -9 there. Manta's not 59, 57 there. -12 still did not. Why is that bottom line? For whatever reason, they're not playing well. I think that's not much of a change, though, from where they were previously, I guess. So that isn't too big of a deal. Did not thought that -12 does concern me. Caps and Gallagher. Winning, though. The second half of the season was certainly a better half of the season, so we're going to have to try to make that work there. And our defense is playing well. There isn't a single guy in our defense that's a negative right now, so that's important. How did Freddie do to end the season here? A 9-10, so he's been improving slightly there. 42-win season. I assume Marner picked up that trophy there, but it's playoff time, fellas. Anything can happen in playoffs, and we got 2 teams that wish their playoff seasons didn't end so shortly last season. Nailing it out in the first round. Toronto, Tampa, 2-0 series lead for these Toronto Maple Leafs. Got a chance to end it in Toronto if they weren't feeling a little bit frisky here. Tampa, gotta win this one. Not gonna do it. One more game. The Toronto Maple Leafs are 1 game away from sweeping the Tampa Bay Lightning. 2 straight seasons Tampa gets swept. Can it happen? The answer, yes. Toronto making easy work of these Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm telling you, added that depth, and this team is a playoff team, one to be reckoned with. Florida in the second round. We've always talked about it. Florida sims up. It's so weird. I don't know if there's, I guess it's not weird. Maybe it goes by like a more of a depth thing or something, but it's so crazy seeing some teams, they don't dominate the league like Boston did, but they go into playoffs and they just run through teams. And Florida is that team every single time. This time, taking care of business against what I would assume is the Boston Bruins, if not the number 1 seed in the Metro. We'll see here, but hopefully Toronto matches up well against Florida here. We'll see what they got. There's a W. Ooh, a shutout loss there. 1-0. Bob playing good. You expect that in playoffs, but maybe not good enough for this Toronto Maple Leafs team. Up 2-1 in this series. Got a chance to go up 3-1. There she is. A big W. 8 goals. Bob against the fences. We brought it up. Had to bring up that shutout, didn't we, Bobby Kids? Here we go. Game 6. You know this is going to a game 7. Just kidding. Just kidding. It is Capitals and Toronto Maple Leafs in the conference finals. These Leafs are 4 wins away from meeting the Stanley Cup finals. Here we go. Let's get 2 games out of the way. There's a W. There's a loss. Split the series. Home ice. I just noticed that. Home ice for these Leafs. I thought Washington was the number 1 seed on that side. Apparently not. Must have been. Who was it then? It wasn't the Capitals. Maybe it was the Penguins? Could have been. 2 straight W's. 3-1 series lead. Toronto looking to stomp on these Washington Capitals. Losing that one 4-3. Game 6. Back in Washington. Tough place to play. There it is. You knew it had to happen once. Blow that 3-1 lead. Here we go. Washington, Toronto, 3-3. Game 7 in Toronto. Home ice advantage here. Series tied. Game tied. Hagelin, Tavares getting a job done early for both teams. There's the lead. Andres Janssen and Vince Dunn on Holtby. Ovi. None other than the Alex Ovechkin train taking care of business for Washington. Here we go. Third period. Toronto. Big save by Holtby on Spezza. 2 of them. Holtby keeping this team in it. There's a third. This time by Gallagher. This team is peppering shots right in front of the goalie. And he is just making saves. Power play Capitals. Better kill this one off. A little nerve-wracking. Keep Ovi protected. Big save there on Kuznetsov. Power play again. Get off the power play, boys. Get off the power play, please, Washington. Thank you. Keep the penalty kills to a minimum. Kovalchuk, nothing doing here. 6 minutes. A big save there by Anderson. Love to see it in that 1-goal game. 4 minutes left. Washington pressing. Toronto could use some insurance here. It has been all Washington. There's the insurance. And Toronto is heading to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in, you're going to have to tell me how many years. And it's going to be up against the Colorado Avalanche. Game 1. That is an overtime winner for Toronto. 3 more games. They can smell it. 2 more games. Heading back home. You don't want to drop 2 straight games to this Toronto Maple Leafs team at home. They have been dominant in closing the door when doing so. We'll see if they can do it again here. There's a shutout, a statement game by Colorado saying they won't roll over. Game number 4. Second one, there's the W. Toronto is 1 game away from winning the Stanley Cup for the first time in 50 years? I think that was actually close to accurate. Like 50, 48, 58. Here we go. 1-1 after 1. Tavares and Matty Cows. Ex-Blue Jacket there, baby. Period 2 complete. There will be no goals today. Here we go. Period 3. Janssen. Mantha on Grubauer. A big save there by Grubauer. Need him to keep this team in it. There's the power play, Colorado. Are they going to get nothing out of it? Yes, sir. There's the goal there, though, by Colorado. Mikko Rantanen. Colorado looks poised to bring this to a game number 6. Going to win this one 4-1. And Toronto still 2 games here. Or 2 games to close it out, I should say, here to win this series. This one in home territory here. So hopefully this is the one where they can take it home here. Period number 1. Toronto jumps ahead 1-0 early. Gallagher proving why he was such a great addition to this team throughout the season. And it's 3-0 Toronto. Run the victory dance, fellas. Run the victory dance. Don't let them back in it, Freddie. Good job. Or 1 goal is enough. Power play. Toronto again. That's it. It's the most you can ask for here is a little power play time. Just, kill some clock. There's the goal. Matthews with the dagger, baby. Matthews with the dagger. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win the Stanley Cup. Denault 5-1. Proven why that was such a solid addition there. And Denault and Gallagher having a great postseason. Both of them. Your Stanley Cup champions. The Toronto Maple Leafs. They're going to bring it home. We're going to take one final peek at this trophy case here, because I think we have Mitch Marner walking home with the Art Ross and potentially the Hart here. So we got to take a look here. They really did not update it still. Okay, then why do we seem like 3 games? Was there another Stanley Cup going on past ours or something there? Or want to talk about that? What do we have going on there? Why do we not complete the Stanley Cup? Here we go. We'll get this out of the way. There's still not. It must have glitched. That's all I got at this point. There it is. There it is. Toronto. Oh, you know what it is? Is winning the AHL finals, probably. Now the AHL doesn't go as long as the NHL, does it? I don't think it does. We'll take a look here, though. 32 points out of Tavares. That's got Conn Smythe written all over it. 32 points in postseason. It better. What a season. Individual award. Kuzi did better than Marner? Wow, he had over 106 points. He got the Hart as well. Okay, then. Yano getting a memorial. Lady Bing there as well. Kako the Calder. The Smythe did go to Tavares as expected. Tuca picking up the trophies for the goaltenders. That was it. A little bit surprised there, but good for Kuznetsov having a great season. Good for these Leafs, though, bringing home the ultimate trophy. As for this video, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. A big thumbs up, subscribe is appreciated, never required. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.